Hey gamers, Mr. Chevy here. I want to talk to you about Joy-Con 2s and how shitty they are. I love my Switch 2, don't get me wrong. I bought 3 of them on launch on eBay for a ridiculous price. And my son's Joy-Con 2 literally took a week to start drifting like crazy. A week. What you see here is the box for the replacement set I had to buy when I was on vacation on the Jersey Shore. So the Joy-Con in question is this sucker right here, the red Joy-Con, and all of a sudden my son was like, "What's going on?" He was freaking out. He was losing his mind. He's like, "What's happening with this right now? I don't know what to do." And I was like, "What are you talking about? Shut up, stop." And I was like, "Fine, let me take a look. Let me take a look." And I looked at it, and all of a sudden, this thing was moving to the left like crazy, as if I had the stick permanently to the left the whole time. The whole time. And there's nothing I could do about it. There was nothing I could do. I detached it, obviously it was still attached, and then that was an issue. So it's just a constant headache. And then I tested it. I put one of my own, because I bought one too. We have 3 Switch 2s in this house. I put one of my Joy-Cons on his, and I tested it, and it was fine. Go back to this one, bad again. Restarted the Switch 2 multiple times, again, terrible, not working. So drift, sure. I mean, but this is even worse than drift. It was like, it was crazy. It was crazy. It's like an ultra shift to the left. Yes, I went through the calibration process again. I went through all of that. You should have seen it in the calibration. That thing was all screwed up. All screwed up. And, why am I making a video about this? Because, I mean, a couple things. One, you should know, because I keep seeing things online that are saying, oh, hey, like, is this an issue? Like, I hear they're not using Hall effect sticks anymore on this thing, or that they didn't use Hall effect sticks again. So what's the deal? What's the deal with this? I wonder if there will be drift. I kept hearing that. Like, I wonder if there's going to be a drift since they're not using Hall. It's like, I can't believe nobody's reported this yet, because I guarantee it's more than just me. And it's shocking to me that they didn't do anything about this, because there was a lawsuit. There was a whole thing with the Switch 1. If you remember, there was a lawsuit, and Nintendo did not come out well in that, if I remember correctly. I had to look it up. But, not good. Not good stuff. Then it got even worse, because I reached out to customer service at Nintendo, which is very easy. I like that it's easily accessible to get with them. And it seems at first really easy to get a replacement. And most of you will be fine with it if you go this route. Although I don't want to do that, obviously. That's why I ran out and bought this immediately, because, like, who wants their Switch to be unplayable? I gave my son one of my Joy-Cons, and then I was like, well, what do? So I went to Best Buy and grabbed a couple more Joy-Cons. $90 later. They're expensive, and now I've got another one that I don't use. But the biggest issue that I saw was that so I was talking to customer service, and they were like, "Oh yeah, we'll you return it and we'll fix it up for you or send a replacement." And first of all, I'm like, ugh, God, I just wish that they had something better in place, because, like, what am I supposed to do with my Switch 2 while the other one is out in repair in Nintendo land? It's ridiculous. It's unplayable. It's stupid. But whatever. Then they said, okay, you're good. You qualify. Thanks for giving me your serial number on your Switch. You also need to send me your receipt of purchase. I'm like, what? I gave you my serial number. Like, it's either under warranty or it's not. They're like, oh, you got to validate your warranty. And listen, I've been through this plenty of times, and I've never had to show a proof of purchase with any company. And then I was like, I can't. I was like, I told the customer service person, I'm like, I bought it from a person, because I did. I bought it off eBay because I wanted it faster. So I spent more money than I should have on it. So I said, I bought it from a person, not a company, so I don't have a receipt. And she's like, oh, that's too bad. Ask that person for a receipt. And I'm just like, all right, we're done here. This is like a total waste of my time. Like, first of all, like, I've got to send it to you. You're going to fix it. This is a problem that you should have fixed when actually developing this product. So anyway, I'm not like one for like negative ranting, but I really want people to know that, yeah, these sticks drift. They really do. And I hope there's a better third-party solution for these, but there never really was great third-party options for Joy-Cons with the Switch 1. The best we had was like the Hori Split Pad Pro, which I didn't get, but I got a few like knockoff versions, for example, but because drift was a huge problem in our household, every single one of our Switches had drifts. So we bought these, on Amazon, these controllers essentially that are cases / controllers that you slide your Switch into, and then it turns it into like a Steam Deck, basically, ish type situation, which is fine. Although my kids never really wanted to use those. They would much rather have just used their Joy-Cons and used their Switch, but every single solitary Joy-Con drifted within, I'd say, maybe 6 months or so of purchasing. And I thought it would be better this time around. It is not. It was worse, actually. Like, this drift was way worse. Like, this controller is complete trash. Like, it only goes left, and it won't do anything else. It's a total mess. You can't do anything about it. And I'm not savvy enough to... I could take this apart, but I don't think I would be able to figure out what the issue is if I did take it apart. So I'm not going to worry about that. But that's the problem. Are we going to have the same issue here? So we can't have Joy-Cons like this anymore? Because nobody really usually makes Joy-Cons like this that snap in. There are some like really crappy Chinese versions, but doesn't really work all that well. So what do? We're going to have to go for one of these controller case things that my kids bought before. I personally don't want to do that. I would rather keep that slim form factor from my Joy-Cons. I don't want to... I keep getting ads for the D-brand case and stuff like that. I don't want to make it bulkier. I love how thin and light my Switch 2 is. I just don't play it docked very often either. I've got the Pro Controller here. I bought it. I haven't used it once. My son used it once. I have not used it once. It seems great, but yeah, it didn't work. So anyway, PSA, these things drift. If you're on the fence about something you've really had your eye on, like a controller accessory for this right now that's out, you might want to pull the trigger on it if you were worried about drift. And I'm really hoping that some other companies come out with some other replacements for this that will work just as good as OEM, but I don't have my hopes too high on this. So, buyer beware. Stick drift is real. It's a thing. It's annoying. I feel bad about what I said to the customer service lady at the end. Like, she was like, anything else I can do to help you? Sorry, I couldn't help you. I was like, fix the frickin' controllers. Like, put Hall effect sticks in these things. See you in the next video.